What a difference a day makes, 24 little hours. And if you never, ever, ever want me to sing again, you should smash that subscribe button. Yeah, that's not true. You should smash it anyways, but I will sing at random times, and it is always that bad, I promise you. But it's true. What a difference a day makes, 24 little hours. You look at Friday night, the Bulls lost to the Orlando Magic, but with the way the schedule is this year, they get a shot at revenge. They get a shot to get it right back the next night. So, it's a chance to get the taste out of your mouth from the night before. And for both teams, they're kind of a little bit of a walking wounded unit right now. The Bulls already still without Wendell Carter for several weeks with his injury. We're also going to be without Lauri Markkanen and Otto Porter on Saturday night. And then for the Magic, who already didn't have Markelle Fultz and Aaron Gordon, now you throw Evan Fournier into the mix. He's going to be out of action, and you could really see how that impacted the Magic in this game, both offensively and certainly defensively against Zach LaVine. Now, the way this game kind of started off, both teams got off to a decent start. It was tied at 31 after one. Zach LaVine led the Bulls with 11 points, and the Bulls are getting some good contributions out of their bench unit with 12 first-quarter points from that unit. Meanwhile, for the Magic, you had Terrence Ross and Dwayne Bacon with 9 each for the Magic, and Vucevic, who the previous night had lit up the Bulls, got off to an okay start with 7 points. So you're thinking, okay, maybe this will be a close game, and maybe this will be a bit of a battle. And then from the second quarter on, it was pretty much a wipeout. The Bulls came out in the second quarter and really took it to the Magic. They were able to score relatively easily, and you could just tell the depletions to their lineup were really starting to take a toll on the Magic in this game because they were just struggling to score. They were struggling to hit outside shots. They were struggling to score with points in the paint with any type of efficiency or effectiveness whatsoever. The Bulls ended up outscoring the Magic 30-12 in the second quarter and took a 61-43 lead into the half. LaVine finishing the first half with 22 points on an easy 10 of 15 shooting. Graham Pappy, Denzel Valentine kicked in 13, and Patrick Williams added 10 himself. The Bulls having a relatively efficient shooting first half, 50% from the field and 45% from three. And a big key for this game in the first half, really, though, outside of the Bulls just shooting better, was specifically points in the paint. In the first half, they had a 28-10 advantage in points in the paint. You look at it, it was an 18-point lead at the half. Where did those 18 points come from? It was the Bulls and their ability to get to the lane, get to the hoop, and score easy baskets. That's something the Magic struggled with when this game was in the balance. And you can see that in the shooting numbers in the first half. The Magic only shot 35% from the field, period, and a measly, pathetic 3 of 13 from three. So you're looking at this and you're saying, okay, this depleted Magic team, this game could potentially get away from really quickly. They're already down 18 at half. It's not looking good. The one thing that had me a little trepidatious about the second half, though, was how the Bulls were going to come out and respond in the third quarter. You've got a big lead. Are you going to sit on it and lay off a little bit and let the Magic squirm into this game? And the answer was no. It was more of the same in the third. The Bulls shot the ball pretty well, got into their offense relatively effectively. Defensively, they were forcing the Magic into bad shots, contesting all of their shots, and the Magic were just struggling both in the paint and from the perimeter. So you talk about at one point in time, I think it got up to like a 35-point lead in the third quarter. I mean, it was some impressive stuff to see the Bulls go in at half, up 18, and then come out and increase this lead like they absolutely should have. And by the time you got to the fourth quarter, it's just going to be all Coast City from there, and the Bulls ended up winning really, really comfortably, 118-92. So it's a good way to come back from the loss the night before, is come back and win in big, dominant, impressive fashion. Because, once you got to the second quarter, this was not a ball game. You look at the Bulls, what were the keys to success? Zach LaVine leading the way with 39 points. If you're one of those that advocates for him making the All-Star team this year, it's games like this and the efficiency and ease with which he put up that 39 points. It certainly indicates that he would get your vote. Denzel Valentine stepped into the starting lineup and had a good game himself. He put up 20. Patrick Williams, the night after having his first 20-point game as a rookie, followed it up with a 16-point performance. And the solid shooting of the first half just continued throughout the game. His team went 51% from the field and 50% from three, 15 of 30 from three. When you're shooting that well at that high of a clip from three, you're going to beat a lot of teams in the National Basketball Association. Meanwhile, for the Magic, the problems of the first half largely carried over into the second half. They just struggled offensively mightily. They got something a little bit better in the fourth quarter out of guys like Frank Mason and Mo Bamba, but it was long since garbage time. It just really didn't matter. They only shot 38% from the field for the entire game, 6 of 27 from three. Vucevic, a night after going over 40, only put up 17. And like I said, when you look at this game, it's very clear just how depleted the Magic were, because they didn't have guys that could create shots for themselves. They didn't have guys that could create shots for others. They didn't have guys that could get any type of consistent offensive rhythm. Defensively, they really struggled to guard Zach LaVine, evidenced by, I realized he had the big fourth quarter the night before, but here he was just basically able to get whatever the hell shot he wanted no matter what. And they won convincingly going away. And it's one of these games that you look at if you're a Bulls fan and say, okay, what the hell do you make out of this? The night after losing to the Magic, with Vucevic going over 40, they come back and they smash them into bits. Like they destroyed them. Is this a good team? Is it figuring things out? Is this a team that could potentially slide into the playoffs? They might. But it's these types of games, it's like, yeah, it's cool to see one of these once in a while. Instead of them being on the receiving end of it, they're on the giving end of it, and that's cool. I think certainly it was their best defensive performance of the year. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first game all season that the Bulls held an opponent to under 100 points. I don't think my memory is betraying me. So maybe that's a good sign for the defense. But then you also got to look at it. You're facing off against a Magic team that's missing 3 starters and 3 key starters at that, in Gordon, Fultz, and Fournier. So how much can you really take out of this? It's probably nothing more than just a small moral victory, saying that you lost to a team the night before, you came back and responded in a big way. Maybe the last 2 games, seeing what you've seen out of Patrick Williams, heartens you a little bit and gives you a little bit more reason for optimism for the future for him and future for this organization. Perhaps that is. I don't know. I'm kind of on this thing of, and maybe it's because the Bears irritate me so goddamn much that I just don't want to fully, be fully negative on the Bulls. I want to look for a little reason for optimism, a little reason for hope, even though knowing they're not a very good team, even though knowing that the more games they win, the potential damages they do to their lottery stock could be worse. I don't know. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. But if you watch the Bulls this weekend and you watch this game, tell me what your thoughts are on it. Do you think Zach LaVine is an all-star? Do you think Patrick Williams is going to end up getting any consideration for Rookie of the Year, or at least all-rookie first team? When you look at the Bulls and you look at the next few weeks of this season and how it goes, do you think they start clawing themselves up into the upper half of the Eastern Conference, or do they kind of sit and toil where they currently are? Let me know in the comments. That's basically all I got. I'll be back the next time. Sorry I missed doing videos for the past few Bulls games. Just a lot of life stuff in the way. In fact, I haven't even watched those games yet. I'll have to go back and watch them, because my mission this year is to watch all Bulls games, every single one of them, and do as many game recaps as I possibly can. So I've missed a couple. My apologies for that, but I'm back in the saddle, back in the rhythm. So yeah, there you go. Hope you enjoyed.